What's up guys, it's Jack here, or Torture, TOR7UR3. I'm bringing you a commentary on Call of Duty. So today we're playing Team Deathmatch on Kowloon, and I'm going to be basically telling you my first thoughts on the map Kowloon in Call of Duty Black Ops off the first strat map pack. First impressions when I first bought this was it looked very good. The scenery is amazing. That aeroplane flying over the top of the map at the start is really, it looks really cool. It adds more to the atmosphere and stuff, because all you can hear is that some Chinese music, and along with the Chinese music there's like the rain tip tapping on all the metal sheets that like stick the buildings together, which is also adds more to the atmosphere. And it's when you're playing, it's kind of like a moody atmosphere. It's like a really good map for all sorts of game types such as Search and Destroy, Demolition, Domination, Team Deathmatch and what have you. But basically, as you can see, that building there, once you're playing Team Deathmatch or any game mode, as a matter of fact, that is probably the main building that you need to be protecting, because it's got to look down over B, which is just behind me at the moment. I'll tell you later on when I'm by the B flag. So you've got a quick look out over the B flag there. You can also look around down at the people who are like running down to A. The A flag is the part where I spawned at, which is a good flag for A, and the C flag is right here where I am now, right about there where I'm at now. So overall, it's got some good domination, capture the flag, domination flags, and some good flags on capture the flag, and sabotage and all these lots. As you may well know, that I'm quite an objective player, so I need to know the routes and stuff of how to get to my objective. But here is the main building that I was really talking about, because you can run back down here, look down on the C flag, as if you pin the enemy team into having just one flag, which is a C flag, then you can look down and they will be spawning behind the C flag, and you just can keep staying in, have one guy in this building and have one guy in the main building that I was just talking about a minute ago, and just keep them spawn trap basically, and get a few kills, let them build up to your kill streak and so on and so forth. But also later on in this game I'll go back into the main building, I think it is. Now I'll tell you why it's good there, but because there's a few little windows there that you can look out of, and get your kill streaks by looking down on the people below. Because in Call of Duty, what you want to do, you want to prioritise to get to a high spot. If you're using any sort of assault rifle, you don't want to be in close quarter situations, so you want to be aiming down on the people and just picking them off one by one. That's my main game plan, as well as collecting the objective. Is just basically just get somewhere, stay there, and just defend that place. And it's near B is that little main building that I keep talking about in this commentary, and it's good because if you keep hold of that, then you can, every time you see someone capturing B, then you can just randomly run round out of the window and just get the guy who's on B, which is a good fact. It's right here where I'm calling my napalm in, which is B. It's right over the B side. I'm actually going to say right now that this is my favourite map in the first strat map pack, as I like it because I'm more of an assault rifle kind of guy. I don't like to rush out. I like to play by the objective, play defensively, play objectively, and just have your tactics. And my tactics are basically just to stay in one building, protect that little conflict area, but like not be like at the main conflict area, and like look down onto the conflict area, so the people that are actually in the area of combat are like shooting at each other, and I'm there above them all, shooting down and getting a few kills off them, maybe a few assists if I don't manage to get them all. But here is one of the main conflict areas, and here is where the B flag is, and can you see them stairs on my right, where you run up there and go into the main building, and you can be looking down on there. But it's a real good map. It's my favourite map in the DLC map pack, before Stadium and Discovery. It's just like, it's such a good map to play on. There's different moods, there's different game plans that you can play on and stuff. It's like a lot of open space. There's not many like buildings where you can, like huge buildings that are covering up the space. So if you're one of those people that likes to take one for the team and take out the air support, then it's good. It's a good map for you there, because you can look up straight in the air, and there won't be many buildings like in the way of what you're trying to shoot, which is good in that perspective as well. If I'm playing this, then I'd like to just stay in this building, look down on the people below me, get a few kills, get my kill streak, and then start to run out and play a bit more, play a bit more aggressively once I've got all my kill streaks, because then I've got nothing to worry about apart from my kill to death ratio. So I'll once I get all my kill streaks, then I'll run out because there's not as much to worry about. In gaining them extra 2 or 3 kills with my kill streak, I'll run out and see how many kills I can get after I've achieved my kill streak. But I honestly would recommend you using any sort of assault rifle such as the M16, AUG, FAMAS, G11, any sort of long range assault rifle, because you can just look down on the people from above, get them. You can also, there's a lot of like long alleyways which you can just look down on them alleyways and just spray at them instead of having to use an MP5 or an AK-74 sorry, and just looking down at them and having the recoil of them sort of guns, submachine guns that are flying everywhere, because there's that lots of long stretches of like long patches of stretch or whatever, I don't know the specific name for them, but like here there's long range combat from, if I spawned down there and they're up there, then if I would have had an MP5 then there would have been no way that I was going to get them people. So I would recommend you using any sort of gun such as a FAMAS, the G11, M16 and what have you. But if you are wanting to stick to the buildings, then I would recommend you using any submachine gun with a fast firing rate, because there is a lot of buildings which you can run into and take the people out who are camping in the buildings. That's why I don't tend to camp in the buildings. The only buildings I really camp in is that main top one. Otherwise I'm on top of some rooftops like this where I've got a good lookout on some people coming from there, people coming on that fridge at the top right, where's a guy actually coming right now actually, so I could get him easily. If I was using MP5 then there would no way that I was gonna get him. I would have to pull out my Python or something and get him from that. But I would also recommend, if you're using any assault rifle, I know that I'm not using this perk, but I would recommend you using steady aim, because it's really good to hip fire, because there's a lot of buildings, there's a lot of tight corners that you can run into, and those tight corners, if you run round on those corners, then it's pretty much you've had it if you ain't got if you're against an AK-74 and you're using an M16, because they can fire so quickly at you. So I'd recommend you using that. And if you're using a submachine gun, then and you're good with the submachine gun, I'd recommend you using scavenger, because you can pick up the scavenger packs, get your ammo back, and just spam nades over the buildings and get as many kills as possible. So that's it. End of the game. 34 and 9, not the best game I know, but 8 KD is that? Oh no, it's a 3 KD. Sorry, but that's it from me. Expect Berlin Wall or Stadium for my next review.